Delaware Valley's leading news program with
Welcome into Action News.
with Jim Gardner and Harry Callis. Da-da-da-da-da. Welcome into From the Nosebleeds. Very somber edition of the show. Jim Gardner has not died, but he's getting one step closer as he's retiring from Channel 6. He's one of my heroes in all seriousness. And by the way, I don't wish him death, obviously. I'm just saying, when you retire, you're at the end. You're in your twilight years, and Jim Gardner is a treasure in this community. And when I tell you that I used to be obsessed, you're going to be shocked, Taylor. I used to be obsessed with like media figures all over town because my mom she always watched the news. So I was a big consumer of the news. And Jim Gardner and Dave Roberts, the former weatherman over at Channel 6, were just absolutely like the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost of my spiritual media religion. And without Jim Gardner, I probably wouldn't be interested in having podcasts or hanging out with Taylor or anything like that.
Did you know that he was the inspiration for Ron Burgundy?
Yeah, I did read that.
Wait,
I wasn't
really?
sure if that was a conspiracy.
I've told
I
James
didn't know
that at least 10 times over the past 10 years.
Yeah, well, the mustache.
He never remembers.
You know, the mustache Vince kind of like, I guess that's what gave it
I
away.
never really put it together.
The director was born in Philly.
Okay,
so
cool.
Born and raised.
So, yeah, but seriously, in all seriousness, if we can kind of like reflect real quick before we get into the birds about Jim Gardner and his legacy. It's a legacy the likes of which I don't think Philadelphia will ever see again as far as newscasters or media people. Now listen, when Eskin retires, it's going to be a whole thing for Jim in the Northeast and Bob in Cherry Hill. It's going to be a big deal for those people. But I'm talking about universally meaning
Jim Gardner
in
definitely
Philadelphia.
has more of an impact on Philly than
absolutely.
Howard Eskin.
And he, I hate when people say, it's been a pleasure being in your living room.
Not everyone
night.
watches sports.
But it's true. Those people were in our
Not
living
everyone watches
rooms.
the news either, but still more. I'd say more people probably.
But Jim Gardner is synonymous with Philadelphia and with all things Philadelphia. I'm just going to miss the guy, man.
When you hear that song, his face.
When you hear that
comes
song, you don't think of the Rascal Flatts or whoever sang it. Who sang it, Taylor? Taylor, who's the artist?
Rascal Flatts?
Not Rascal Flatts. I don't know. I was thinking it's something similar. Yeah, no, not those guys. But seriously, you think of Jim Gardner.
Yeah.
And honestly,
he's probably the one who sang it, honestly.
And honestly, I just want to thank Jim for all of his years of service, for his impact on my life.
Thank you for your service, Jim.
Both personally and professionally, he has impacted me.
It was composed by Al Hamm.
Al Hamm, yep, from the Rascal Flatts. But no,
honorary member.
No, I mean,
of the
deadass,
Rascal
like,
Flatts.
anyone have a memory of Jim Gardner?
oh, I mean, he would just always come on my TV after every Phillies game.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
was the best. He'd pop up.
I usually knew
do
that
the
after
11
a
o'clock
sporting.
news.
Yeah,
Yep.
I knew when I was younger after a sporting event or something. I knew like when his face came on, it was my bedtime.
Yeah. See,
Oh,
there
I
you
used
go.
to stay up and watch it because I just fucked with him.
I know. I didn't.
that
give
was
a fuck.
kinda
I didn't
like
really give a
Vince.
fuck about the news. I just knew once I saw his face, it was time for bed.
Vince, that was kind of like Sunday night football when we were younger. When 60 Minutes came on, you're like, "Fuck."
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
you know
it's
it's
like it's time to
it's time.
It's time to go to bed. I'm already thinking about, going to homeroom tomorrow, not being prepared, homeroom, as Taylor likes to
You
make
see
fun of me.
Jim Gardner's face, and you start thinking about what homework you forgot to do.
Yeah, well, honestly, it got sad because, like, once I saw Jim Gardner's face for, like, recently, it's like, oh, somebody got murdered. So, he's going to tell me about a murder, and which is sad.
Jim Gardner's face was like my Pavlov's dog. Like every time I saw his face, I got tired. Like fell asleep.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, let's be honest.
That would be a really bad thing because you have a T-shirt just like I do.
Let's be
Me
honest.
and Pat both have
Imagine
Jim
Vince looks in
Gardner
the mirror
shirts.
at the
I love
bar
it.
and just falls asleep in the middle.
Yeah. Dude,
Suddenly, I'm very sleepy.
I'm wearing the 6 ABC thing. What do you call these hats?
Skull cap.
A beanie.
Beanie, skull cap. Yeah. So in honor of Jim Gardner. So yeah, it's going to be tough. But before we move on, is there any newscaster in the city where you're like, oh God, I'm going to miss him or her?
Glenn Hurricane Schwartz.
I'm not a big Glenn Hurricane Schwartz guy.
I feel like the only their name I even know off the top of my head is like Cecily Tynan.
Yeah, I mean, we like her, the way she looks. Not necessarily the way she
Jesus
delivers the
Christ.
weather. I mean, I'm Al Roker. Now, that is a weather person. Like, not for nothing.
Yeah, the man is the real weather person around here.
No,
A
I'm
woman.
not saying that. No, because he has like a catchphrase. Let's see what's happening around your neck of the woods. That's funny. Cecily just goes, back to you, Jim. It's like you're giving me nothing. But
Seamus needs a performance from
Hell
his
of
weatherman.
backpedaling there.
well, it's TV. TV's supposed to be entertaining. I don't care if you're a goddamn, the Catholic channel. Entertain me. Like when they show Mass on EWTN, the Catholic channel.
Wow.
Like, why doesn't he like?
Shame-
Dude,
You're not
that's what-
convincing
Seamus something
anybody.
entertaining.
Seamus rides that high off the fun of the weather update until like the first like segment comes and it's like 3 murders.
Well, no, I'm just saying. Like, I just need somebody more enthusiastic to do my weather. That's all. And I love Cecily. She's
Sure.
she's a
Well,
nice
that's why
lady.
Glenn was great. I mean, dude, he'd literally get up there, look like a fucking clown. It was awesome.
Well, I just have a personal beef with Glenn.
What?
I met him at the Chili's
Yeah,
on
I think
City
you've
Line
said this
Avenue.
before.
Yeah, at the Chili's with City Line Avenue with my mom, and my mom's like, "Oh, there's the guy at the bow tie." I was like, "Yo, what's up?" And he was like, "Oh, hi, whatever." He goes inside. I guess they tell him there's a wait, and he storms out, and he's like, "I'm not waiting here." I was like, "Well, you know what?"
Storms out.
You
I
have
don't blame
a
him.
problem
Chili's
I have
Shit.
a
with him for that?
you know why I have a problem with that? He thinks because he's the goddamn weatherman with the goddamn silly bow tie, he should be seated whenever he wants.
Or
which is
you just
bullshit.
Didn't feel
I mean,
like
yeah.
waiting.
No, I don't believe that. Not 1 second.
You've never left somewhere with a long ass wait,
I'm not famous.
but you've
But you-
never left somewhere with a long ass wait because you didn't feel
You've
like
done
waiting?
it with me before.
Honestly, only because other people wanted to leave. I will wait. If I want to eat Chili's,
what if
I
it was
go
a
to
2-hour
Chili's.
wait?
Chili's.
Well, dude, I'm not talking about Wendy's where they're literally incompetent around here, by the way. I mean, it's literally a hellhole. Don't go to the media Wendy's. Seriously. I feel bad, but they have one person working every goddamn time we leave this place, and sometimes it's like 7:30 at night. And they lock the dining room, and then the guy said, "Yeah, I'm the only one here." It's like, okay, open the
You
door.
can see 3 other people in
Like,
there.
why does it have to be just the
I
drive-through?
can't believe this devolved into a rant
Oh,
about
it's
Wendy's.
it's just, I don't know.
I
So-
mean, I have a personal love for Glenn Hurricane Schwartz because
Okay.
my 4th grade teacher was obsessed with him,
yeah,
and
she
we-
wanted to bang him.
Yeah, and
That's bizarre.
and my mom got him to come into our class, and he taught us about weather for an
I
hour.
thought that was going somewhere.
I regret to inform all the listeners that I don't have as much of a
Affinity.
yeah, like
'Cause you're normal.
I don't have as much of a relationship with news broadcasters or
well,
weather
well,
broadcasters.
dude, you don't understand the way
Well,
I grew
Vince was
up.
born later too. Like our parents literally would
It was always
sit
the
down
news.
and watch the news.
They would sit down.
Vince's parents were probably like, "Fuck off, we don't want to talk to you. Go away."
Well, this was before. By the way, this was.
I just didn't want to
Vince,
watch the news.
This was before it was the fake news media. Like it was actually informative back then. It told us about like what's going on in Love Park or what's going on down the shore. Like they sent like a reporter to go down the shore, and he's like, "Oh, we're on the Wildwood Boardwalk." And they would interview people, and Jim would be like, "Oh, I remember when I went down the shore."
yeah. I mean, I know how
it's
the news
just
works.
fun.
I've
It was-
watched. I
I
have
was
was
watched
just-
it.
I was also forced to watch it by my grandma whenever she came over because she'd be
Grandmoms
like-
love the news.
She'd be like, "No, you need to learn about what's going on in the
Yeah.
world." It's like I don't
Yeah,
want to see
my-
that 18
my
people
parents-
got murdered
Yeah,
last
I-
night.
it got worse
My
over
parents
the
didn't
years.
watch much of the news.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't want to
All right.
see them like being upset when he retires then because they're fake fans. Let's just. I'm going to put that out there.
I don't think I've ever heard the words Jim Gardner leave either of my parents' mouths.
Well, I mean, listen, your mom gets a pass because she likes The Young and the Restless, which is phenomenal. But I mean, if she
now if
doesn't-
Tucker Carlson ever retired,
oh God forbid.
my
The
parents
guy who's
will
a Democrat
be down
that's
bad.
vaccinated.
But real quick before we wrap this weird segment up,
Yeah.
listen, like
We're just actually procrastinating talking about the real depression.
yeah. We want to push off the depression for as long as we can. But like the one the one news anchor in Philadelphia that I will actually be almost that sad about retiring when he does is Mike Jarek. I'm a big Mike Jarek fan from Fox 29.
I
Good Day
genuinely don't
Philadelphia.
know who that is.
Oh, dude, he is awesome.
the
man.
only reason
I
I
know
know
who
who
that
it
is.
is
He's
because
so
of
funny.
Seamus.
He's awesome, dude. Like I used to wake up every single day, like before I went to school, and that would start at like 5 a.m. or some early shit like that. And
They're
Mike
so
Jarek
weird.
and Mike Jarek would be on the goddamn TV.
Oh, I know this guy.
Yeah.
He is funny.
Oh, he's so funny, man. Like I love him.
I don't know him by name, but I
Like
know
like you
him
talk
by
about if
face.
Reese Hoskins walked in here, Seamus would melt. I would melt if Mike Jarek walked in here. I would melt. I mean, I would absolutely go fanboy like insane if Mike Jarek came in here. I used to tweet him all the time. When he responded to me, I was like, "Oh my god, this is like fucking incredible." But anyway, Jim Gardner.
My
saying-
sister knows him if you want to.
Wait a minute. Your sister knows Mike Jarek,
He worked at a boutique in Center City, and
and he was
Mrs. Jarek was a frequent
Oh,
there.
I don't know that there's a Mrs. Jarek.
Well, somebody that was.
I
with-
heard he's a bachelor.
Well, somebody that was with Mike
Used to
used
frequent.
to frequent there. Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, I'm not saying like you got to do me any favors. It's the holiday season, But if you can hook it up,
Pay it forward, Taylor.
If you can hook what up?
if you can hook up like
a meeting.
just like,
Yeah, like-
yeah,
a
like,
melding of the minds.
have him like call into the podcast next week, and that would be more than or 2
That would be
weeks whenever we do
such
it.
a disaster.
No, I would. Why? Mike Jarek and I would get along so well.
Because he'd take one listen to our podcast and hear us talking about the fucking freaky shit we do.
So
and
what?
go,
It's a podcast.
I don't know if I can go on this
Dude,
podcast.
freaky shit. Mike Jarek is a freak. He talks about some shit on Fox 29 News, and I'm like, holy shit, I can't believe he just said that. That's why I like it. He's not like a normal, like, here's the news. He is nuts.
No, he is.
He's fucking a clown, and that's why I love him, dude.
Oh yeah,
He's fucking a clown.
I don't know. Maybe
would you send him the Bill Russell episode?
Yeah, dude, I think he would get a kick out of it, to be honest with you. I think he'd be like, oh my God, Seamus, you're hilarious.
I love how the Bill Russell episode is like a milestone we look back on.
It is.
Yeah.
It's honestly more important than the 100th episode.
Like this.
We called him dying.
This podcast is like before and like or pre and post Bill Russell episode.
The Bill Russell
It basically,
sexcapades episode.
that changed me as a person, that episode.
All right.
I left the studio feeling so dirty, but also like, oh my God, that was awesome. Like, you know, kind of like a good dirty, like,
No,
I
that's
don't
how I
know.
felt after my
You know
last
when you like
mountain trip.
sneak, you know when you sneak out, no, not that dirty, but you know, like when you were a kid, like you would like go to the woods or something and drink beer in 20-degree weather and shit because you're with your friends and stuff. When you came back and you were able to finesse, like your parents didn't even see you coming home, and when you wake up all hungover and they didn't even know that you were out that late, that's like a dirty good feeling because it's like, oh, they're fucking idiots. I mean, I was fucking obliterated. I'm 14 years old. I was fucking hammered in the forest. But anyway, Jim Gardner, thank you for your services. We love you. Hopefully, you can come on the show sometime so we can talk about Mike Jarrett.
Oh my
Yeah, we have
God.
a fourth chair here.
We
Jim,
do have a fourth
if you're
chair.
looking for a new career opportunity.
Yep. If you need
Could you
something to
imagine
do.
if we got him to intro the show every week?
Well, dude, here's the thing.
we should pay
Angelo
for a cameo to have him intro the show.
Angelo Cataldi recently said that he was open to like starting his own podcast. Now, not for nothing, I can introduce him into the podcasting world.
Yeah, I mean, Angelo, we've already started it for you.
I mean,
this has
seriously.
really all been a precursor.
I want him to take the show over. He can have it. And welcome into From the Nosebleeds, Rhea. You know, like he could do it easily.
I thought you didn't like him.
Dude, I love
yeah, but we're
Angelo.
clout horse.
What?
I love Angelo.
I can't fucking stand it.
I have a love-hate relationship with Angelo, but overall respect the body of work, and I think it's hilarious. Like, everything that he does is hilarious.
We've had members of Philly sports media on previous
All the boring ones.
incarnations of this show
Yeah.
that suck.
I mean, listen,
I won't name
not
them,
for nothing.
but
That's your opinion.
Julio.
well, I can think of.
I like him.
I will plead the fifth on
He's
that.
a good baseball guy, you know? But either way,
Him and one other one.
Angelo, all right, put it this way, to sum this weird segment up, to sum it up,
Yeah,
Jim
please put a
Gardner,
bow- put a bow
Just
on this.
gushing over
Well, it's
60-plus-year-old white men.
two people that are retiring that happen to be white from Philadelphia. Is that such a crime? Two Philly legends, Taylor. Sorry, we're going to gush. I'm going to gush. You don't have to. Wait until the Eagles win the goddamn Super Bowl, okay?
Phrasing.
And then Angelo retires.
No.
We're not going to talk about anything else the whole I don't care if the Eagles just won. We're talking about Cataldi
I will not
retiring.
be present.
That's
for that.
fine. It's a solo show then. I don't fucking need any of you. You don't have to come. Last week you didn't even show up. I can do it.
It's true.
Let Seamus produce and record.
No, I will. I mean, like,
All right.
I
All right.
will.
I'm now stepping in
All
to
right,
wrap this segment up.
Well, just a warning.
You keep trying.
Cataldi retires. This whole thing's going to be about him.
All right. All right. Anyway.
Every
Anyway.
episode?
No, just one every episode. Now you're trying to be cocky with your little
Taylor.
Detroit Tigers hat over
Taylor's
there.
egging him on. All right. All right.
Somebody
all right,
cut Taylor's
Dun,
mic.
I'm wrap. Yeah, someone cut.
Dun, dun.
Taylor is in charge of.
Oh,
whose mic
no.
is
Dun,
cut.
dun, dun, dun.
All right.
Cut your mic.
So
Cut that.
here's what we've
Cut that.
been procrastinating and like putting off talking about.
Breaking.
Can we actually make a deal right now? Can we talk about the Hurts
James
injury
Harden?
after the game? Like, can we talk about the game first a little bit?
I mean, dude, like,
I mean, there's
I
not
mean,
much to talk
let's-
about.
I know, I
you
just-
can't just bring it up and be like, all right, let's talk about that later.
Hold on. No. It plays into the game, but like I want to talk about like the actual game a little first.
They didn't run the ball, and they
Well-
somehow won.
Well, hold on. Let me say
it.
What was my overall message last week was what that this had all the makings of a trap game.
game.
Like it was the textbook definition of a trap game. It was.
Yep.
But like the good thing is they won. Like it's obviously Jalen gets hurt and that makes the whole thing a negative experience, which we'll talk about in a second. But overall, they won a trap game. Like the Cowboys lost a trap game,
Which was extremely important.
The Jaguars were just as much of a trap game for the Cowboys as the Bears were for us. Whereas clearly the Cowboys, who have been talking about the Eagles for the whole week leading up to that game, overlooked the Jaguars, looking forward to us.
To be fair,
which is fun.
Mike is the only one.
Well, still, but I'm just saying it's
And
funny.
then T.Y. Hilton today throwing some shade.
It's funny that it seemed like they overlooked us, like for like the big quote unquote big matchup of Christmas Eve, and now that matchup matters nothing because they didn't win their trap game
Right.
and we did.
yeah.
It just shows how the NFL. It's like games flip like that, because there was a point in the game where the Cowboys are up big and we're losing to the Bears, and it's like, holy fuck, like now this game next week means everything. And then by the time the game ends, both of those fucking results flip.
Like, can you imagine the Eagles lose and Cowboys win? Would be a disaster scenario.
If Jalen had still gotten hurt in that game and we lost and the Cowboys won,
Yeah.
I'd be very fucking worried.
It'd be a
I'm not
disaster.
gonna
I mean,
lie.
he would probably play.
He'd have to.
Yeah.
But anyway, we win a trap game. And that's awesome. It's so funny because like my notes just took a sudden dive because I had all these like notes about the game, and then like Jalen got hurt on like it came out the other day, so I had to completely change everything. One of the other notes I have is just Hassan Reddick is him.
He's a
Yeah.
monster, dude.
He's so good. And
Asim.
pre-show
Hasim
Reddick.
The pride of Temple University.
Before we came on the
I can't believe
podcast,
he went there, dude.
that is crazy.
That football program
One of
sucks.
us. One of us.
Before we even came on, I was talking about the fact that like I don't think he should win it because like you got Nick Bosa, you got even Micah Parsons,
Nicky
but, like,
Bosa.
But like Hassan Reddick should be getting like a little bit of like
Get a nod.
DPOI.
Yeah,
He
get a
should, dude.
Like,
He's a
someone-
monster.
Someone in the national media, like obviously fuck them, it means nothing. But like someone should be like just mentioning Hassan Reddick's name in the
Dude,
conversation.
this is he's a Philadelphia Eagle. What do you think ESPN's going to gush over Hassan Reddick?
No.
When they
Oh,
can
he's
gush,
only good because the
They can-
entire defense is
dude, they
talented.
would much
Like,
rather gush over mega alpha male
Nick
Nicky
Bosa.
Bosa. He goes to Hooters, according to Nick
it's also
Adams. So
worth-
I don't know, man.
it's also like
Does
a good-
Hassan Reddick go to Hooters?
It's also a good question to ask. Like, is Hassan Reddick has to rank like up there in the all-time like
Eagles.
all-season signings? Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
would
he
say
was
this-
low key
dude.
probably our best one this offseason.
think about how crazy this is.
I like
AJ
the
know, I
Brad,
know.
Bradbury, CJ,
What?
GJ.
Yeah.
signing, not
Yeah.
trade.
Okay.
Oh well, no. Listen, I
Huh?
was gonna say, even with as good as AJ Brown has been, it's fair. I would not kill anybody for saying Hassan
No,
Reddick's
yeah.
been a bigger addition to the
No,
team.
dude, he was
it's
huge,
up
man.
there.
They're pretty on par
Like,
right now.
like Hassan
honestly.
Reddick's impact on defense so far.
Did
has
you
been
expect Hassan Reddick
insane.
to be like this good?
I
I was
expected him-
honestly
no.
no.
I expected him
nah.
to be good.
Because I didn't think he was going to
Dude,
be
he's-
this good.
we're
I was
through-
expecting him to fall off a little
How many
bit this
games
year,
are we through
honestly.
right
Really?
now? We're through what, 14 games? He
Yeah.
has 12 sacks.
Yeah, he's amazing.
I-
I'll tell you what, Javon Hargrave.
He's
been
also
He's
Sucks,
also a
dude.
monster.
that actually leads me
BG.
into this next note. The Eagles
BG's always been.
The Eagles
know,
are about to be
the
the
man.
first team in NFL history with 4 players with 10+ sacks. With Reddick with 12 right now, Hargrave with 10, Josh Sweat with 9.5, and BG with 8.5.
And to think they're only 13-1.
And keep in mind, people,
It's a
a
disgrace.
lot of the discourse around record breaking now is like, oh, well, there's an extra game. These guys are probably going to break that record within the normal
Yeah.
NFL.
yeah,
17
absolutely. There's
game
no doubt
season.
about that.
Like,
They're definitely on pace for. They would be on pace for that anyway.
yeah.
So-
So I mean, like, and again, I'm not gonna hit this too much, but like again with the Jonathan Gannon shit, like clearly he's doing something.
Oh yeah, I give him all my apologies. I know we
Listen,
talk
I still
shit
don't.
on here. Listen, I know like we
Still
were
don't.
right at the time for criticizing him, especially after the
Yes.
Washington Commanders
He
game.
still,
Obviously,
he still does.
But dude-
He still has tendencies that are annoying, like the soft coverage.
Yeah,
but
I
you
despise the way he
don't
calls
look at
games.
look at the
Look at the-
Eagles'
look at the-
defensive
right.
body of work
Look at the-
all season.
You're looking at that one, and I get that that's a big con and it's an annoying one to watch in real time.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
Especially when you have your $1 billion,
Yes.
like $1 million, what was it,
But the
$40 million
list-
cornerback getting burned
the
by
list of pros
B-list receivers.
is so much longer than the list of cons at the
Absolutely.
moment.
I-
with
yeah.
Gannon.
no doubt.
We're number 1 in the league in turnovers. We're I keep forgetting where we are with sacks, but we're like either 1 or 2 or 3. Like we are one of the best defenses.
There's
in the
no
whole
doubt
league.
about it. And by the way, he's probably like not going to be here next year anyway. So it's like,
My
what was
thing also though is
what
I
was
just,
the point in even firing him? Like, what would be the point in firing him?
No,
Well, we
I'm not
wouldn't fire
saying
him.
fire
He would
him.
get
No, I know, but like there were
But-
people in the city that were saying fire Gannon.
I think
Oh,
it's
yes.
more along the lines of they're just very talented rather than him being a
Sure,
good
but like a
DC.
defensive coordinator could also fuck up.
Yeah,
even,
definitely.
Even a
But I
defense
think he's
with a lot of
also
talent
just-
on it.
letting them play.
Yeah,
Well,
to
this
an
is why
extent.
my opinion
fair.
has always been like I'm not going to give him too much credit because it's the players.
But you
I'm also
gotta
not
give,
gonna
like-
give him too much blame.
but you have
because
to
it's
give
the
like,
players.
in my opinion, like you have to give like the same energy. You know what I mean? Like if
Oh,
they
yeah.
if they do poor, I mean Gannon obviously has to be criticized. If they do well, he partly deserves credit.
What have the Eagles' really bad defensive performances this year been? The Lions
Washington.
have clearly shown that they are one of the best offenses in the
Yeah.
league. So you can't even blame them for that. Washington was number 1, And then, like, we even came on this podcast again when we let up 33 points to the Packers and said, like, that's more on, like, the overall, the turnovers, the field position that the special team is given. So, like, 2 bad defensive performances the whole year, really? Like,
That's pretty much what it was.
Cardinals game. They didn't finish drives, but they gained a lot of yards.
That Cardinals game, I thought it was definitely good. Well, they won on a field goal, right?
I kind of
a missed field goal.
A missed field goal.
That
Yeah, I'm
game
sorry.
was very
by
forgettable.
Matty Amendola.
Yeah,
that game was so forgettable.
The GOAT.
So, like,
Philadelphia legend. He's right up there with Jim
we're
Gardner.
talking about, like, a couple bad defensive performances over the whole year and, like, mostly amazing defensive play.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, I'll bow down at the altar of Jonathan Gannon.
Yeah, I'm
still not
You
there.
could-
I'm ready, man. If his defense is going to
James
take
ready
us
to
to the
get down on
goddamn
his
Super
knees,
Bowl,
baby.
if he takes me to a Super Bowl,
No.
build a statue.
The only victory lap I'm doing as far as people higher up in the Eagles and the only altar serving besides of the church that you have to do
Altar
is-
serving.
is for Howie Roseman.
Get
Howie,
the lube.
Howie
That's true.
Roseman deserves all the flowers.
Yeah, I know.
And Nick Sirianni,
I know
'cause he
that,
grew
Vince.
those flowers.
Vince, I'm talking about the on-field coaching staff.
Yes.
I think Jonathan
Oh,
Gannon did a better job this year than Chris Steichen.
I'm just Shane Steichen.
Shane Steichen.
I'm just saying that, like, the same. You know how you said keep that same energy.
Father Chris is on my mind when he said altar serving.
You know how you said keep that same energy for the people that hated on Jonathan Gannon. And
I still don't know why you said altar serving, but go ahead.
I don't know
That's
because you
okay.
saw him at the altar,
Bowing at the altar.
bowing at the altar. Sorry.
No incense involved.
Any given
But
Sunday.
anyway, people. It's the same thing with Howie, and more people have admitted they're wrong about him, but like.
Well, I mean, I don't.
People wanted
Vince,
him gone.
Vince, here's the disconnect.
The best GM in
No,
football.
but real quick, here's the disconnect I think you have with like the Howie slanderers is that you are mad at people that are still hung up on the Justin Jefferson thing and
my
and
God.
the
It was admittedly very bad.
Oh,
but
okay.
one mistake.
But that is why that left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths that they still aren't over with because they look at Justin Jefferson every week in the highlights and they're like, oh fuck
Yeah.
Howie Roseman. Which, dude, I'm way past that. We have AJ Brown, we have Devontae Smith, who's a rising star in this league. I'm not worried about it.
Jordan Davis.
But I do understand. I'm talking about receivers because we were
Dude,
talking about Justin
on.
Jefferson. But yeah, Jordan Davis, obviously.
Listen, you can make the comments about just how bad Rager over Jefferson was. It was horrible. I will never defend it. It was one mistake though.
But I think that's why people.
But did he or did he not make up for that draft by taking the franchise quarterback in the next round?
There's no doubt about it.
I mean, it's completely like
he
we
also up until literally probably that draft, if not after that draft.
Also,
was
the
one of
Andre-
the worst draft.
The Andre
GMs
the
in
Andre Dillard
the
selection
like,
was
in
kind
the
of suspect
NFL.
too.
Yeah, Andre Dillard,
I mean,
Derek
I
Barnett.
think who was on the I think Jerry Judy or some shit was like right after Andre.
Yeah, but-
All right,
Andre Dillard.
let's point out the perfect drafting GM. 'Cause
Right.
It doesn't exist.
No, I know.
But
like
that's-
Howie was
but that's
very mid.
not,
with
that
it.
shouldn't even
Yeah.
be an
For a
argument.
long
That shouldn't even
time.
be a counter argument, Taylor, because we only judge in this city our people. We only judge Daryl Morey, Chuck Fletcher, Dave Dombrowski, and Howie Roseman, because that is our reality. That is our world. So of course everything they do is going to be under a microscope. And when you make that big of a mistake, which it was a mistake, and I'm whatever, everyone makes mistakes, okay? Which I agree. Where's the perfect?
It's a lot harder than
Where
anybody can
is
imagine.
I know
Oh,
where is
100%.
the perfect drafting GM? That we probably have the best. Like seriously, but I'm just saying, like, people are still turned off to Howie Roseman because of that.
Yeah, I mean, and then what was it?
Is it warranted? I don't
was
think
it
so
2
anymore,
drafts
but-
ago? Like, we got Jordan Mailata, who's like your franchise left tackle.
He got
like,
the good
in,
offense.
like,
That was a deep cut
He was in like
Yeah.
the 6th or 7th round.
Yeah.
6th round, I think. Like,
from New
I
Zealand.
give more credit to Jeff Stalin for any O-line.
Listen,
yes.
I'm not-
to be honest.
Yeah,
like,
Stalin University.
like that's all him.
I'm just saying,
But yeah.
I think that has given him a reputation for being a worse drafter than he really is. And like you just said, no one looks outside of Philly. So like the draft picks we miss on are like in our face. You see them and all that.
And they're overly
like,
analyzed.
Look at any other team in the NFL. They all miss.
If you
the only point I was
you
trying
miss-
to make. The only point I was trying to make is that he was not very
No.
good for years before he got good, and that's why a lot of older people, especially, have a very, very bad taste in their mouth from Howie.
he's like Geno Smith.
But he's also been here for so long, and I think people.
That's the other thing, and he also used to carry himself
I
like
just
a
don't-
complete and total ass.
Oh, absolutely.
I also
Like, I don't know if you really remember that, because like, obviously you're younger. I'm not trying to be a dickhead or anything, but like
I'm not that
he
much
used
younger.
to. I know, but like he
You're like a
he
decade
really
younger.
used to be a douchebag.
No, let's keep
Like a
lecturing.
huge
Let's keep
douchebag.
lecturing Vince. Yeah.
Now, Vince, here's why Howie's
Wait,
bad.
He
Howie
used to just
Roseman-
piss me off
Howie
every
Roseman
single fucking
also,
like.
he also, I mean, I know you just said you credited it all to Stoutland, but he also drafted Lane Johnson.
Yeah, which
He
was
drafted
a
Zach
big
Ertz.
dub. That's whatever with the Ertz, Take it or leave it.
Zach Ertz is a franchise.
I don't want to have this conversation.
Yeah, I'm over it.
All right.
I'm out.
Anyway, I'm moving.
I am out on this.
I'm not getting
conversation.
stuck on Howie, but we
Just not
talked
a
about
big
the
Ertz
defense, and they did their thing. They played pretty well. Justin Fields is very good. The Bears finally. I think the Bears finally found their
for
guy.
a quarterback with like zero weapons at this point. They're not even using the guy from Pittsburgh. I don't even know where he is. Like, is he injured
was hurt.
or?
He was hurt.
But like even when he was playing, he wasn't even getting.
Yeah, he wasn't
I
doing
don't know
shit.
what's going on.
The Bears
over
are
there.
a mess.
They're a disaster.
And they have-
not for nothing. I don't think what's his name Claypool. I don't think he's all that good anyway.
No,
so
he's
so he
terrible.
doesn't. So Justin Fields has zero weapons at all. Except for his legs, which obviously you saw his first touchdown run was fucking unbelievable.
He has 1,000 yards rushing this season, and like they didn't even use him for like 5 weeks.
Do you think I'm crazy for saying that I think that he has the makeup to, and the work ethic from everything I've read to make not necessarily the same leaps that Jalen made this year, but I think next year if they get him some weapons, I think he's going to be very good. He's a good quarterback.
Fields' ceiling is way higher than Jalen's.
It probably.
It's not even close.
No, yeah, I would agree with that.
It's just a
but
matter
I'm
of
saying
will
like,
he reach
but
it.
I'm saying
Yeah.
is he going to jump that as high as Jalen did next, like from one season to the next?
I honestly don't.
I don't know.
I don't even think he needs to necessarily make a big jump. It's just
They-
like
they
you
need
said,
to get him weapons.
They need to get him weapons.
They need to draft. I don't
And
know how
need
they are
to-
with
they need to
drafting. I don't
beef
know.
up- They need to beef up that defense because that
Yeah.
defense fucking stinks.
Their defense is bad, and it's very injured. They also have a coach with a weird name, Eberflus.
Yeah, I don't
Matt
like
Eberflus.
that.
I don't
They
like
should have
it.
brought Chewy on for this episode. dude.
Yeah, dude. Seriously,
Doesn't that name give off bad
Eberflus?
vibes?
Oh, it's
it
bad.
does.
You if you make it like to like a high pro he's a high profile person, NFL head coach. You have to change your name. Like you have to like just call me like Flushy or like that's a little better. Flushy's
That's the best thing you can come up with.
I think Flushy's a little better than Eberflus.
Flutie.
Every
Not
time
Flutie.
Joe Davis was like an Eberflus,
I'd start
the
going.
play calling of his life.
What's his first name? Eberflus.
Matt.
Matt. I would like Seal. I would go by one name.
Would you go
I would
coach?
be- I would
would
be
you
Matt.
would you go coach Matt?
Yeah, just be Matt.
What do you think Justin Fields calls Flushman?
Coach Stock.
I don't.
Yeah, probably.
Hopefully, just coach.
No, but seriously, I was impressed by Justin Fields.
Justin Fields very good. He's going to carry my fantasy team to a championship.
I
hopefully.
think I'm going to draft him as my quarterback next year. Going to go outside my comfort zone.
You gotta make sure that they
actually
get some weapons first.
Yeah, see how the offseason goes.
TBD.
See how the offseason goes.
Staring at another 4-win Chicago Bears season.
But anyway, now it's time to talk about the much more consequential side of the ball, which was the offense. So the
Kelsey's
offense,
got to go.
the offense, the offense came out super slow. I mean, it was like freezing fucking cold there.
Yeah.
And let's just
Jalen said his hands were numb.
yeah. Let's just
He
call
did
this
say
what
that.
it was.
Go in a walking
I'm sure
box,
this
man.
is what most of the conversation is going to be about outside of the injury. We've been huge. The whole city is huge fans of Sirianni. We all love him. We all think he's great.
Sirianni.
And he's not
Wow.
directly responsible because Shane
Sirianni.
Steichen is also responsible.
You
But
mean Chris Steichen?
I wrote my notes. This was like the first week. I feel like they didn't do what the defense was giving them,
Yeah.
and also the weather. Like the Bears defense is one of the worst rushing attacks in the whole entire league.
You know what I would do? Like I've no like coaching experience at any level. If I'm going into that game knowing that their defense is horrible, especially against the run, I would run the ball.
Especially in that
I have a
weather.
running back who's especially in that weather who's having a career year.
Yeah, I mean Jalen threw 2 picks because like a number of things.
by
Probably,
the way-
probably
Well,
somewhat.
they genuinely couldn't get the run game going.
Which, by the way, they took him up to.
I mean, but
they weren't
5
getting
picks on the
any
year?
more than the line of scrimmage or a yard
Miles
every
didn't
time they
have a
ran.
carry until
No, I know, but when they did run, it was just a
Well,
standstill.
Yeah, but you wasted a quarter not establishing the run.
No, it was
Miles didn't have his
ridiculous.
first carry until like there were 6 minutes left in the half or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. It was
So,
deep into the second
It,
quarter.
it made absolutely no sense because, like I said, Jalen threw 2 picks based off elemental stuff and his hands being numb and probably just a little bit of bad decisions.
Which, by the way, took him up
It
to how
happens.
many grand total on the
I
year?
think
5? I'm
5.
pretty sure Mahomes had, 3 in one game?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear it.
But like it just, I don't know why they went in with the attack that they did and like said like this is going to be a pass heavy game, and then on top of that, and this is the main part about it that people are getting on them, they had Jalen Hurts run the ball like 17 times.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, how many of those are RPOs that
Design
Jalen
runs.
decides, and how many of those are just scrambles? That is what it is, and you can't control that as coaches. But like the designed runs, man, we talked about it a
Which
couple weeks ago.
you know quite a few of them were designed
They
runs.
need.
There was only deadass. I think there was only like 4 or 5 design.
Well, then Jalen's got
actual design.
Jalen's got to hand the ball to Miles.
In a game like that, you genuinely should have 0 design runs for
Yeah.
Jalen
I
Hurts.
totally agree.
Like none.
I totally
That
agree.
weather, that team. Why
Not
even
only that,
take the
you're,
risk?
you're this far into the season, right? You're so deep into the season.
Yeah.
Why would you want to risk him getting hurt? Period. I don't care what the weather is. You're not having that many design runs like that.
Listen, obviously, with the outcome of this game unknown, the Cowboys game still presented a huge challenge. But the Eagles' biggest challenge, like going into this Bears game, was to get to the playoffs healthy. Like that is legitimately their should be their number one concern. And I'm not gonna say it wasn't.
With the amount of hits that Jalen took, like hard hits that Jalen took, it was not. I mean, listen, and obviously it ended up biting you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just not worth it this late into the season.
We're just lucky we won that game because if we didn't,
we would have been in a bad
We're
situation.
singing a different tune right now. I mean, we're still lucky the Cowboys lose, but like, it's still a lot of a different conversation because now you only need to win one of your next three, obviously. Jalen.
Which I don't care who's under center.
I think Jalen.
You're beating the Saints or the Giants.
I think Jalen will. I think the whole like he might play on Saturday thing is kind of posturing. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think he goes Saturday. I don't.
It's just kind of like
I wouldn't start.
I think they're just trying to keep the Cowboys on their toes. It is what it is. But you open up the other two games as like a possibility he plays. Obviously, if he plays against the Saints and they win, then you can rest him because that Giants game means nothing. But like, we're probably gonna win. We're going to win. I said in the podcast, I said in the group chat, I went on record saying if we lost all three of the last games, I would jump off a building or something like that.
But wouldn't that be?
I gave my word.
Wouldn't that be such a
that's why I'm
Philadelphia?
now rooting for them to lose all three.
But wouldn't that be such a Philadelphia cursed thing to happen? That the quarterback goes down again, except this time they lose out, and then somehow Minnesota wins 3 in a row, or somehow Dallas wins 3 in a row.
In a way,
or San Francisco.
In a way, we got lucky based off what it could have been. Like that could have been a broken collarbone. Like it could have been like
and by
a
the
shoulder
way,
sprain is relatively like getting out like with a sigh of relief.
Absolutely, it could have
I
been a
also
lot
think
worse.
it's just kind of like I don't think it's as serious as everybody thinks it is. I think it's literally just like his shoulder's a little sore, and they just want to hold him out this week because why not?
No, I think that like he definitely got banged up.
It is so funny.
I mean, you
saw the hits that he took.
I know, but he also went back out there and led a game-winning drive.
Well, it's adrenaline.
And threw like fucking
adrenaline.
crazy.
Adrenaline.
Let's talk.
Adrenaline.
After sitting out for another entire Bears drive, I don't know.
Adrenaline is still kicking in at that point.
Shift back into the Sirianni.
I think he was nicked up a little.
The coaching stuff. Like, what's your guys' like take on that whole situation? Because for me, like. Yes, like Jalen is going to run or he's going to pull the ball in those RPOs or scramble like when he wants to and it's not a designed run. First of all, like I said, they should be doing 0 design runs in a game like that. But like even with the runs that they don't call, like sometimes you got to protect a player from themselves. Like they'll want to play through anything. They'll want to do anything it takes, especially a guy like Jalen.
So that's the thing. Like the coach's job is to protect the player from himself.
You as coaches, you need to tell him like stop fucking doing that.
Right.
Like, stop it. Or like really avoid. I know he's usually amazing at avoiding hits. He's one of the best, which is why people said his running was so sustainable because he was great at getting out of bounds. He was great at getting down, yada, yada, yada. But, like, during that game on the sideline at some point, like in the first, second quarter, you got to be like, dude, like, chill. Like,
no, I absolutely, and I don't know, like, what conversations were had on the sideline. Like, we weren't there, so, like, for all we know, they were saying that.
Right.
But Jalen either went with his gut or whatever. Like, dude, listen, you have to, as coaches, like you said, protect your players. Your franchise QB, who is literally the front runner for MVP in many people's eyes, except for the national media.
I mean, the MVP thing isn't done. If he misses one game, it's not over.
But here's the thing, like, personally, if Gardner Minshew goes out on Saturday and the Eagles beat the Cowboys and lock up the 1 seed, I don't start Jalen until the playoffs. I just don't. Because he can get reps in at NovaCare. He can do all that. He doesn't need game action. Or put him in for a quarter or something against the Giants or some shit.
Yeah,
I don't know, just to get used to getting hit again or something. But
you mentioning the media made me think you were about to say, and I would have agreed with this point. I thought you were about to say if Gardner goes out there and beats the Cowboys, it is going to be unbearable with Jalen Hurts as a system quarterback. Which, by the way, thank you, Micah Parsons, for that fire nickname for Jalen, the system.
But do you like agree with that? Like, if Gardner Minshew beats the Cowboys, what is the point?
I agree.
In starting him in a game that means nothing. I know the Saints game with the draft pick. I don't care.
No, I totally agree. I was just gonna say, kind of more in reference to what Vince was talking about. The Gardner stuff, if we go out and win that game, it's not going to be because of him. It'll be because we run the ball.
Well, no, but it doesn't matter.
No,
also
that's
our
what I'm just saying. It's like our defense and running the ball is going to miss that game.
I'm not a fan of Gardner Minshew at all. I think he's horrible.
There's a very bad statistical like statistical like crossover with this game because Dak Prescott, I think like leads the league or some shit like that in like second quarter interceptions. And the Eagles have like the best second quarter, like they're the best second quarter.
They're the
team
best
in the NFL,
but they're the best
So, like,
offensive.
for some reason, like the Eagles could like randomly run away with this game in the second quarter because like Dak gets picked off.
No,
twice.
they definitely could. I mean, listen,
Dak Prescott has been bad.
Dak has played
Yeah.
like shit.
Like
He's a fraud.
I know that like the Cowboys fans got mad like earlier in the year about Cooper Rush, but like coming into that Eagles game, he was like
Say it.
coming in.
Say it.
I'm not saying no. I'm
Say
not saying
it.
he's
Say
bad.
it.
I would rather face
Do it, Vince.
I would rather face
Coming-
Prescott than Cooper
Going
Rush.
into
Yes.
going into that game, Cooper Rush was undefeated, right? I think that we
Yes,
were his
he
first
was.
loss.
And by the way, the Eagles barely won that
We
game.
were his only loss.
You remember
weren't
that?
yeah, we were his only loss.
we? Yeah.
But like, what I'm trying to say is like, it's not
Oh,
like
I know what you're trying to say.
it's not like Dak came in and like is like, oh my God, you really notice a huge difference in quarterback play here.
I think he's a fraud. I think he's a nice quarterback.
That's
I don't,
your
I don't
boy.
think he's anywhere near
Like,
elite.
Oh, that's your boy.
It's
Used
so
to be.
it's so funny watching
Deshaun Watson used to be
it's-
my boy too.
It's very funny watching the
is, let's be
national
honest.
media
No.
white knight for
don't
Dak
like him.
Prescott and be like, well, that game-ending interception wasn't his fault. It went off the hands of a receiver. It's like, well, what about the other interceptions he threw in the game, allowing the Jaguars to get back in it?
Well, dude, he's like I said, dude. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's fine. He's
He-
not great. He's not elite.
He's not worth
I
his
am so
contract.
comfortable in saying he is on the same tier as whatever other guys fall in here.
I go
But
Kirk Cousins.
I
go Kirk
I was
Cousins.
about to say he's that.
Seriously,
on that tier.
I literally say
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins.
I don't know who
Give
else
Dak-
falls there
listen,
exactly, but
Give
he's
Dak
on-
give Dak weapons like he has in Dallas. He's got great
Yeah,
weapons in Dallas.
he has
I
multiple weapons.
I like the Cowboys, man. Not for like I think that's a good team. Like seriously, we can be objective. The
I mean,
Cowboys,
CeeDee Lamb.
the
is
Cowboys have a
amazing.
good offense. Stephon Diggs, though, on the other side is
Trayvon Diggs.
Trayvon Diggs is literally hit or miss. I'm not too impressed with him
Trey
either.
sucks.
Can I? Can I make a-
It's feast or
Can I
famine with
make a
that guy.
comment about Trayvon Diggs? I know that
Overrated.
It was no, yes, but it
I
was,
go
I'm
extremely
I'm sure it
overrated.
was also kind of tongue in cheek, and like people would push back on this Cowboys fans. In that game 2 weeks ago, so who did
Yeah, with the interception at the end.
when Trayvon Diggs like wrestled an interception away from his teammate, and then like immediately after the game went on Twitter to tweet like, "Guys, I had the ball first. Like, credit me with that interception."
Yeah, wow.
Like,
I don't like that.
I don't know if he meant it in like a funny way.
He definitely meant it in a funny way.
but it just comes off
Yeah.
like
Leaves a
what is,
bad
like,
taste in your
like,
mouth.
what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't like that. Listen,
Also, like
Micah Parsons is that defense.
he's also overrated because he's literally the definition of hit or miss because he's either gonna jump her out and get an interception or he's gonna get burned
he is
so bad.
He is feast or famine.
But-
I'm pretty sure he let up the most yards ever by a cornerback
did
last year.
And he had the most
but
picks, though.
he did comment MVP on Jalen's picture.
True, and for that I applaud him.
Yeah.
because that's because they were teammates.
Yeah,
Nah,
I hope
they were
that's not.
boys.
I hope that's not doctored. That picture.
No, it's
It's
true.
not.
I don't know. I didn't do my.
I
due
went and
diligence.
checked his.
Oh.
I went and
They were
checked his
teammates in
stats.
college.
All right. Yeah, I
They
know
were
that.
boys.
But good for him. But seriously, listen. I'm not afraid of them. I think offensively
No.
they're fine. Like, listen,
I am really at the
CeeDee
point.
Lamb is a star.
He's a stud, but we have
Um,
great cornerbacks.
and-
I think honestly, what's saved them a lot this year is Tony Pollard.
oh
Like
yeah.
his emergence
To-
this year
as
as like
RB1?
a legit RB1 for them.
And Zeke's
has
like total
saved the
decline
absolute
at
hell
age
of it.
what 27?
Hey, but
26?
for the
How old is he?
role that he's fulfilling right now, like Zeke is a good option. At
Dude, he's
RB2.
Yeah, but he's getting
He's
paid
your
more
red
than-
zone.
Yeah, but
run the ball in
he's,
2 yards.
He's getting paid more than almost
yeah,
every
dude.
other running back in the
He-
fucking
dude, he
NFL
should be in
to
his
be a third down
prime.
back.
When you account for money, yeah, it's
Yeah,
bad. But I'm
it's
saying
hysterical.
like just on-field play, like in his role, like I would take Zeke Elliott as an RB2.
Sure,
100%.
Sure, but like here's the thing. I'm pretty sure Zeke literally said, "Yeah, Tony's like the number one back." Like, dude, what
I mean,
kind
that's
of an
probably
attitude
just
is
him
that?
being
Yeah,
a
I
good
mean-
teammate.
No, but it should
let's
be him saying
honest.
like, "I should be the man."
Yeah, but at this point,
look at my track record. Look at Tony
No.
Powards' track
yeah, but he
record.
knows.
Why
No,
would you do that as a teammate?
Because
That's
I don't
how you
know.
fuck up a team.
Because
and
I
that's,
always thought
look
Ezekiel
back at-
Elliott was a goddamn
look
competitor.
Back, look back at Terrell Owens. What happened with him?
I'm just upset
No, no,
because
no, but
Zeke
think
was
about
my
it
favorite running back in the
Donovan
league
McNabb was a
for
whiny
many
baby.
years.
Does
No,
cash
but, like-
still check?
What's that?
I said this check still get cash.
I think you said it backwards the
I
first
did the
time,
first
but that's
time.
okay. you can go ahead and cut that. But seriously, getting back to real quick the tier of quarterback that Dak actually is by watching these games. I'm not like Vince Quinn who like he literally sat down a couple weeks ago and watched every single Cowboy game, which God bless him. He's doing some scouting, which I respect. But I didn't do that. Just like every Cowboys game that I've seen, it's like, all right, listen, Kirk Cousins has weapons. Kirk Cousins is what 11-4 now, 11 or whatever the hell they are.
With like, it's so
With-
crazy that they
with
have that record.
weapons, and that's why I think you can compare those two. Kirk Cousins can also go out there and throw 7 picks and shit the bed.
Kirk Cousins
and we've
is
seen
having
Prescott do
Kirk
that.
Cousins is having an objectively 10 times better season than Dak
No,
Prescott.
I mean,
also.
there's no question. I get Dak missed some time.
Kirk, not for nothing, Kirk Cousins is still mid as hell, but like
Yeah.
he's played fine. I would not attribute most of their losses to him.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Their
no.
defense is pretty fucking awful.
Yeah.
And like, not for nothing, he did lead them on like a fucking 33-point comeback.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Which poor
how do you
Matt
go
Ryan.
down? No, but how do you go down 33-0 in the first place against that team?
Don't get me wrong, they're still
In the
frauds.
first half.
In the first half, like
In the
that,
first half.
I don't even say give them the Vikings credit for that.
No.
You don't go down 33 points
They're still
to Matt
frauds.
Ryan and that horrible team.
They're still frauds because of that, but like,
But how did Pat Mahomes lose to them?
yeah, dude, it's so fun. Not to go on like a whole Colts tangent here, but how funny?
all about
How
it.
funny is it that like Frank Reich had the record for largest comeback in NFL
Yes.
history? They fire him, and then the year that he gets replaced with a fucking talk show,
Former
ESPN,
O-lineman.
yeah, like an ESPN.
that would be like if Gargano went
wait.
to go coach the Eagles.
They replace him, and the
Gargano
guy,
never played for the
guy-
I know.
Come on.
the
He'll tell you he
guy,
did.
the guy they replace him with lets up a lead so large that the other coach, Kevin O'Connell, dethrones Frank Reich as the largest comeback ever.
It's crazy, man.
Because the guy the Colts replaced him with blew a huge fucking lead.
how
Also,
happy?
also
yeah.
Matt Ryan.
Yeah,
Oh,
just Matt
oh,
Ryan.
Matt
28
Dude, how
3,
happy?
33-0.
How happy do you think Nick Sirianni was after that game? I guarantee you he was
Oh,
thrilled.
ecstatic.
He was probably thrilled.
ecstatic.
He was probably doing jumping jacks.
Oh my God, yeah.
To see that
Yeah.
disaster, he probably looks at a Saturday like he's a fucking fraud,
Dude, I mean,
because he is.
can we literally imagine though? Like Matt Ryan already has 23 to 3 or
28 to 3.
28 to 3,
Yeah.
sorry. And now he's got 33-0
That's
too.
just
Mhm.
that's incredible.
I
God,
think
he needs to hang him up.
I
He's
think
gotta go,
the
dude.
the best part about that game though was listening to the announcers at like before half and at half. They're just like, man, like Jeff Saturday is just this leader of men. These guys play for
Oh, yeah.
him. He
Well,
is
that's-
wow. I
that's
can't
one of their
believe-
coworkers.
I can't believe that they came out and they're doing this to one of the best teams in the NFL.
It's one of his
and then what
colleagues.
happens?
That's one
And
of
then
the,
what happened?
the,
It was just
the press
the
will always
narrative.
blow him.
Whoop! No, but the
The-
narrative just completely flipped.
Yeah, I know, but
it was
I-
like, is Jeff Saturday the guy?
Yeah,
Like,
I know, but
instantly.
dude, like you'll see.
He's never been the guy.
You'll
I
see.
know.
You'll see Scott Van Pelt on Sports Center sometimes go. He's doing a good job with this team, and it's like, no, he isn't. No, he
During
isn't.
that game, the
He was a
most
better analyst.
during that game, the most annoying thing and the go-to joke was, "Oh my God, Jeff Saturday on a Saturday."
Yeah,
And then the best after was, he's got to
shut
change his name.
Yeah, dead ass. Like,
Dude, I'll tell you
up.
what. As soon as that happened, as soon as he was hired, first of all, I remember I sent it in the group chat. I was like literally laughing. I was laughing.
hysterical.
I thought it was fake news. I thought I got ball sacked. Sacked. I thought Ball Sack Sports was tweeting that shit out. And no, it was real. It's like Donald
Ball
Trump
Sack Sports is
running
my-
for president.
Ball-
How is that real?
Ballsack Sports is my most random follower. Like they follow me.
They follow you, dude.
I don't know why.
Get them on the show. Get them on from the Nosebleeds. I want to learn how to sack people.
All right, I'll try.
I gotta learn how to sack
From
But
the ball sack.
from the ball sacks.
I'm so like confident now in saying the only team in the NFC that like I wouldn't even say I fear them, but like guess I'm saying that like is the Niners.
Purdy.
But like that's the thing though.
He's so purdy.
I don't fear him.
He will.
I fear their
if
defense.
you-
Oh no, best QB in the
But,
league,
like,
bro.
Brock
if you-
Sember.
He's the next Peyton.
If you think that Brock Purdy is gonna walk into the link in like
In
the NFC
Brockuary.
Championship
Beware
game,
of what you
he
say,
does not.
Vince.
No. He
He's
does
not.
not win one playoff game. Does not. There is no
Ooh,
way. I
this
don't
isn't
care.
gonna age
I don't
well.
care who he has. I don't care. Debo's
This
back.
isn't gonna age
CMC.
What if he's got the
CMC
Panthers?
does his thing. Don't give a fuck. Brock Purdy will figure out a way to not live up to the bright lights of a playoff game in the NFL. Don't care about your weapons at
Bold
that point.
take.
Just like, and I will be consistent, Kirk Cousins ain't coming into the lake and lighting shit up either. You know what I mean? Like he will fold like a beach chair, lawn chair. He will collapse. He will explode into a million pieces. And because he's not built for that. Dak Prescott's not built for that. Brock Purdy's not built for that. And certainly Kirk Cousins aren't built for the NFL, especially in somebody else's house.
So who's
Or
winning
the
a playoff?
playoffs.
Who's winning a playoff game in the NFC? Then?
No, I'm just saying.
No one.
All right,
Just-
let's just
just
go.
the
Yeah,
Eagles.
just the
And
Eagles
you-
automatically go to the Super
Okay,
Bowl.
obviously mid quarterback versus mid quarterback. One of the mid quarterbacks is going to win. In Philadelphia, not one mid quarterback, hopefully not Gardner Minshew's involved in this, but not one mid quarterback is going to win at the link in the playoffs.
it's also so predictable. I just
It's just
feel
not
I
happening.
feel in my bones Tom Brady will upset the Cowboys in the first round of the play.
He just has the Bucs
don't
have
see it,
had the
man.
Cowboys
Dude,
number for the last
I
2
can
years.
like.
They have.
I'm not even saying
He's
this.
cooked.
I'm not trying not to be biased,
the Bucs
but
have the
I can
Cowboys number, bro.
He's cooked.
Tom
They
Brady
beat them the first game of this year and the first game of last year.
Tom Brady
don't
is
trust.
undefeated in his career. against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I don't trust Tom
The,
Brady.
the Bucks still have to win their division.
Yeah,
still
it's
up for
true.
grabs.
Which
But
they
let's be
better.
honest.
What a
can-
horrible.
Panthers?
Can I?
No, dude.
Can we talk about? I want to talk about fucking because it stems from Brock Purdy, like a stupid media narrative. Like everyone in the national media, what has the thing been for the last week? To shit on Jalen Hurts and say he's a system quarterback.
Mhm.
Yet simultaneously, Brock Purdy has
He's the next
gotten
Tom
his,
Brady.
Brock Purdy has gotten his dick sucked clean by every fucking.
I've always liked Brock Purdy.
by I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
listen,
Shut the fuck up.
Towers-
Iowa State legend.
Every media member
years.
has been sucking him on every show and during every game he plays. And
Not this show.
Not anyone has stopped to say the same fucking criticisms they have of Jalen Hurts about Brock Purdy. No one's mentioning his weapons. No one's mentioning he is the best offensive coach probably in football. No one's mentioning any of that. He's just the next Tom Brady. Whereas
Well, it's 'cause-
Jalen Hurts is just completely a product of his system. Like, I know that I am this guy, but I don't like to be all the time. It's getting to the point where it's just it is racist. Like, it feels fucking racist.
I think it's a combined. It's definitely racial things there, and also him playing for a Philadelphia franchise does not help his case.
It just it's the same criticism people have of most black quarterbacks. Like, again, I'll always use Lamar as an example because Lamar.
well, Pat Mahomes, to be fair, is praised
Patrick Mahomes
and sucked.
I don't.
and blown.
He barely fucking counts. Like, let's be honest.
Whoa!
I knew that was coming.
Oh boy.
Do you think Patrick Mahomes is like the same, like on the same tier as like Lamar Jackson as far as like getting disrespected like that?
No, because he doesn't get
Well, that's-
disrespected.
Yeah.
He gets constantly blown.
Tiptoes.
Like every goddamn commercial is the State Farm. Oh my God, why? That's yearning for the days of didn't Peyton do
Pat
it?
Mahomes is probably
Or
the only.
Aaron Rodgers.
he
Somebody
probably-
used to do it.
Pat Mahomes probably is the only accepted black quarterback.
I mean, yeah.
Other than that, which one of them gets any credit for anything
Randall gets some credit
in
Dak.
the NFL right now?
nowadays. Oh, right now.
We just got done saying Dak fucking sucks. That's because he does, but like,
Well, he's horrible though.
But
listen,
he's on the Cowboys,
Lamar,
and that's American.
Lamar
Yeah.
Jackson has statistically, he's been better than Josh Allen.
No, I'm not. Dude,
Hold on, let me finish.
I am saying that there's definitely a racial thing with Jalen.
Lamar
probably,
Jackson
yeah.
has been better than Josh Allen in like most things, like yards per attempt, I off the top of my head, that's the only one I can think of. But he's been better than Josh Allen in plenty of aspects. Yet no one thinks Lamar Jackson is like good. People disrespect him left and right. Justin Herbert, who I've brought up on this podcast before, has never
he
made
stinks.
has never made the fucking playoffs, and most people don't clown
He
him.
might
for
be
that.
the most overrated
Hold on.
player in the
Most
league.
people don't
Yes,
clown
can
him for
confirm.
that. Yet Lamar Jackson gets constantly clowned for making the playoffs and losing with far less.
I think there's no doubt that there's racism involved.
Yes. Black quarterbacks are held.
They've
to a
always
different-
been disrespected.
They're held to a different standard. It's actually fucking insane.
It is.
And it's showing with Jalen right now because they're so quick to suck off Brock Purdy after a couple games of success, surrounded by one of the best offenses in football with one of the best coaches in football. But they've discredited Jalen Hurts at every turn.
Yeah, it's ridiculous,
You-
but it is the narrative. It's it goes back to the Philadelphia thing too, man. Like he's got two things going against him. It's the black quarterback thing where they all get over analyzed and like critiqued for nothing, and the Philadelphia thing. So Jalen's got to deal with both of that. He would get disrespected no matter what because he's an Eagle. That's just me, and I don't care, Taylor. It doesn't bother me. It
Yeah.
makes me hungry.
Who are you trying to convince?
Hungry
me or
dog,
yourself?
run faster. Just like what Jason Kelsey said.
Wait, so
That's my Jason Kelce.
you weren't impressed by anything Brock Purdy's done so far?
It's not. That's not even my point. I don't mean that he hasn't looked fine. I mean mostly that like.
It's 3 games.
Like
Taylor.
is Jalen Hurts not good enough for
Taylor,
these people?
yeah.
Oh
Taylor,
my,
how can
Both
you
things can be
analyze?
true.
But how can you analyze
Right.
a quarterback
No.
based off of 3 games?
Taylor, I agree.
Because he's stepped up to a massive, like,
There's
But he
no,
also has
there's
one
no doubt.
of the
but you
best
can't
tight
go.
ends that gets
Hold on,
wide
you
open
can't
on
crown
the
him.
outside.
Can I-
You can't
He also
crown him
has-
anything. He
hold
hasn't
on,
earned
hold on,
anything.
hold on.
The question was
He
to
also
me,
has-
by the way.
He also has CMC, who is one of the best running backs / wide receivers / quarterbacks in the NFL.
I've seen
Like-
the plays he's made.
Well,
They're
Yeah.
Yeah,
really
but I mean,
fucking good.
he also misses plays too, like very
Okay.
obvious plays. Like there was one over the middle to Ayuk that would have just like sealed off the game the other night.
Could have been an Eagle, by
And-
the way.
He literally was coming over the middle wide open. And he dumped
He
it off
could've
a
been.
Juszczyk instead. saw that earlier, and I was like, wow, that's fucking insane. Like he isn't as good
dude,
as
he's gonna
everybody
make
thinks. Like,
mistakes.
I know, but it's like everybody's acting like he's a god, and Taylor was saying, well, like.
No, I know.
He's made great plays, and I was like, yeah, he's missed plays too.
But real quick, Vince, I just go like, I can't go either way with it. Like, I can't say he's great, and I can't say he's bad. Because, first of all, he has the weapons, but you have to be able to perform with those weapons, and that's also a thing. Like, you have to be able to do your job. But I can't base anything off of this.
I also just don't trust
sample
rookie
size.
quarterbacks in the NFL coming into the link. But what you said, like, I agree with your point in general. The play on the field is one thing. I'm talking strictly about media narratives. Brock Purdy's playing fine. Yeah, he's making plays. Obviously, he's missing plays also. But the media overlooks all that. They overlook his cast. They overlook all of that stuff, and they're just, like, ready to crown him the next Tom Brady. Whereas Jalen Hurts all year has made amazing plays and, like, been amazing, but the media for him is like, well, it's not even him. It's the team.
Yeah.
Like, do you get what I'm saying? I'm not saying Brock Purdy is, like, horrible. Obviously, I don't think he'll come into the link and be great.
No.
ESPN is Newsmax.
I'm talking strictly about the media narrative. The media narrative is
that's true.
Around Jalen is it's not him,
There's
and
no
the media narrative around Brock Purdy is he's the next fucking Tom Brady.
He is him.
Yeah, I mean, and listen, you like I said before, I can't
Brock
judge. I
Purdy.
can't judge that guy either way yet. It's too
Brock
early.
Himdy.
I am interested to see if he does, God forbid, because I mean I don't think it happens. If he wins a playoff game,
He's
is
going to.
Trey Lance bye-byes?
Oh, he's been done.
Is he? I know, but like, are they
Yes.
going to move him?
Yes.
Is that going to be the
Goodbye.
final nail in the coffin?
Goodbye.
Who are the
Is
Niners projected to play at this point? I don't even know. I haven't really paid much attention.
At this point, I'm not sure, but it could.
I think they have the third best
could,
overall
Philadelphia,
record.
if it falls like that, we could be an opponent. Like, can you imagine if it's Jalen Hurts against Brock Purdy? Brock Purdy wins that game at the link.
No.
At that point, that's
Listen, I don't.
no, but at that point, I go, okay, yeah, this is
I
a
think
real
it's going to be
quarterback.
hard. I think it would be hard for a veteran quarterback to come into Philly
No,
and
I
win a playoff
agree.
game. The
Kirk
atmosphere is
Cousins.
crazy. Like,
Well, Kirk Cousins.
Well, Kirk
you know.
Cousins. Yeah.
Prime time Monday Night
I'm-
Football.
I'm-
All playoff games are prime time, Kirk.
I will tell you this: I'm more comfortable going against Kirk Cousins than I am against Brock Purdy, just
Well,
because of the unknown. Like, I've
also-
never seen him play in Philadelphia.
also, I'd say mostly because of the team, but
no,
Yeah,
I mean, listen.
I'm more nervous about the defense and
Yeah.
the actual guys.
No,
that are
no,
on
but
that
I'm just saying,
offense
like, if
than-
you're talking strictly based on quarterbacks, I go, I'm more afraid
Also,
of Brock
but-
Purdy
as
No.
you can
than I am
tell,
of Kirk Cousins.
as you can tell, well, no,
he has always
Kirk
collapsed
Cousins-
in every big moment. Brock Purdy is yet to have a big moment, but we don't know if he's going to collapse or not.
I kind of agree with that.
You know,
I do.
As-
I mean, we don't know.
As of right now, the Niners would play the Giants.
The Giants,
Oh my God!
Sorry,
they would
Seamus.
play the Giants.
Seamus.
That whole
Seamus.
NFC East is in the playoffs.
I know that. Chris
Seamus,
Collinsworth kept
so,
talking about NFC is in the playoffs.
Seamus, would you like to retract your statement that they won't
No.
win a playoff game?
No, they're going to win that one because I'll tell you this.
It's
Daniel
either-
Jones might be the worst person I've ever seen.
It's either that-
I saw his post game interview. He was like, "Yeah, I think we did great." And it's just like, "Fuck
Yeah.
you, fuck you, you suck."
Or the Bucks or the Commanders.
Honestly,
I think the
Bucks
Commander-
get rolled by them just
No,
because.
no.
Nick
Yes.
Bosa's going to snap
The
Tom
Bucks
Brady in
already
half.
did
Yeah.
get rolled by
Yeah.
them.
No, I don't know.
Nick
man.
Bosa's going to snap Tom Brady's arm off.
The Bucks
Oh, boy.
stink. I just think that there's like a chance Tom Brady could like be like, "Oh, I've never lost to the Cowboys. Like, let's just keep that going."
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And you can tell, to wrap it back up to Eagles, like you can tell there's a serious lack of juice now for this Cowboys game because it's all gone now.
Yeah.
I'm going to be happy either way because Christmas Eve's a big deal.
Oh,
I
yeah.
get hammered. I'm going to be hammered, and I'm just going to enjoy the
It's
sights
just,
and the
it's
sounds.
just crazy how quick things change because this went from the biggest game of the season to literally not mattering.
Taylor,
at
do me a
all.
favor.
Yeah.
Can you look up real quick while we continue this banter who the commentators are going to be on Christmas Eve? Because I'm very curious about that. Me being this big media.
Oh, is that an NFL Network?
Is it?
game,
No, I
probably?
believe it is
If it's a Saturday,
Fox game.
probably.
Yeah.
I think it's a Fox game,
No, it's on Saturday.
Yeah,
but
it's
I think it's going to be on Fox.
it's NFL Network.
NFL Network does
So
Saturday games.
Probably
I'm pretty sure-
whoever was with
I thought I saw it was a Fox game.
Wait, Seamus is right. It is a Fox game.
I mean, you guys are just taking the L after
I just
L.
asked if it was on a Saturday.
Seamus
You
is
just
right.
you just
It is.
said that Brock Purdy would lose to the Giants.
First of all, it is on it. No, I took it back. I said that.
No, but you said it first.
I said Daniel.
You said
I
it
didn't know that they
first.
could play the goddamn Giants. That shouldn't even be allowed. I'm gonna write a commissioner the Goodell. That shouldn't be allowed. Like, dude, this
Hey, you said it.
they are. That
You said they were going to win a playoff game.
I'll tell you what. I'm not watching it.
No, I don't
I'm not
know.
watching that shit.
I don't know how much time we have left, but like I do want to do that segment again, just like our own thoughts on
Yeah.
topics at the end, because I have a rant prepared.
Oh,
for
you have
this.
a rant.
Oh, dude, I have something that I am heated.
Is
about.
this like? Are
and
you?
it's And it's something that is
it like keeping you up at night?
Yeah, it's something that's probably going to be like minuscule to some people. Maybe some people in this room will feel me.
It's definitely a liberal versus conservative type thing.
I guess I'll go first on this because I am.
No, you go last because you got the whole.
I mean, if it's
thing.
Iran, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. I want to hear.
close it out with that.
Taylor, we'll start with you today. Anything you want to talk about?
I got one if you don't.
Is there anything on your mind?
All right. So I saw a thing today that James Harden's averaging 38.7 minutes a game, and Joel Embiid is averaging just under that with 37.6, I think it was. We got to fucking get those numbers down, man.
Yeah, it's too much.
These guys are gonna fucking tire out.
It's not even
playoffs.
Christmas.
Yeah, I know. That's concerning. It's like, all right, like I get we've had 3 overtime games now, which is fucking stupid.
Which is
Wait,
and
maybe
every
four?
single one of them.
Four, including last night.
Every
Maybe,
single one of them, win or lose, has been ridiculous.
Yeah.
By the way.
So we got to get those guys minutes down. Like we need Maxey back. This bench has got to step up a little more. Like it's just
Glenn
Is it not
Glenn
the-
Rivers needs to be fired.
Close.
Oh, and I got the greatest
Pat.
Christmas gift this past week.
by the way, have won 6 in a
Say-
row. Just say.
Oh no, I know.
Say those things
So
you just
the,
said
the
again.
coach does coach the wins too.
Wait,
Just
say
say
those things you just said again. But everyone, close your eyes and imagine we're in any year between now and when Doc Rivers was hired. We need to get Joel's minutes down. We need our other star players' minutes down, and the bench needs to step up.
All right. Can I open my eyes?
Is it? What year is it? Like it's the same.
I know.
Yeah, it's
But
so annoying, isn't it?
I was just thrilled because this weekend I got the greatest Christmas gift ever.
I saw
and
that.
It was a Doc Rivers dartboard. It
How
says
about that?
around the rim. It says Hall of Fame coach Glenn Rivers.
And
My
it's got
buddy
a big
Jimmy
fake
Cassidy
picture.
got it. It's got the one picture of him where he looks stupid on the sideline.
Well, I
He's
mean,
like,
there's multiple.
oh
I was
my
gonna say he
God.
looks stupid in a lot of
No, but
pictures.
it's the one
Every
that's used for the
goddamn picture he's
meme
in.
that
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
uses for the meme, and it is the greatest thing in the world.
What
so
does
I would
Doc
just want to
Rivers,
give.
real quick, like, why does he always sound like he just smoked 3 packs of Marlboro Reds 100?
Some yelling on the sideline all the time.
I mean, it's just absolutely
I still
insane.
think my favorite Doc Rivers picture is the picture from the playoffs last year against
Playoffs?
against the Raptors, where he's just hunched
Oh
over.
yeah.
By
But,
the way, he constantly does that. He
Yeah, no,
bends
I know.
over
It-
all the
it-
time.
it
Tall as
cracks me up.
shit. But
oh my god!
no, I just want to give Jimmy Cassidy, great friend of the
Big
show, a
shout
shout
out.
out because
Shout out,
that was
Jimmers.
that was probably the best white elephant gift ever.
they
Yes,
can see the
I love
tweets I like.
Dude, I'll tell you what.
All right, Seamus.
I don't even care about that.
What's your
He's-
thought?
He's an ally.
Seamus
listen.
liked him more after that.
Yeah, dude. Like everyone gets horny on.
Seamus
on
was
Maine.
like, all right, never mind, don't fire.
Everyone gets horny on Maine sometimes. I'm not worried.
Yeah, especially you, because if we see us a target,
God forbid, by the way, I ever like anything slightly horny.
dude, the Twitter algorithm is crazy with exposing that.
Yeah.
Like, when it's like
I'll
your
click one fucking picture of a girl, and then all of a sudden it's just like fucking.
And you got-
85.
not even that. I mean, like, you know how like sometimes it'll be like one of your followers will be like blank, like for example, Seamus liked and show a tweet that you didn't. It's always, no matter who
Bad.
it is, it's always horny.
Yeah.
It's never like
Oh, wait, no, the best is.
I thought Elon took porn off Twitter.
No, only child porn.
Oh.
But no, when it'll say like the topic is anime, and it's just like
Oh, yeah.
a basically naked girl, just has nothing to do with anime. They just have like a hashtag anime thing.
I think
And
Twitter.
it's just like, what the
Well, yeah, that's
fuck
how,
is
like-
going on here?
Dude, like,
Twitter's-
not for
Twitter's
nothing
gotta
like
go.
that. That's because those girls like prey upon like those
Oh no,
communities
yeah,
of like
100%.
nerdy men.
Yeah,
100%,
they-
but it's
they
like
prey
Like,
upon
those girls will post like pictures with their big like fat ass and be like, "Do you want to come play Pokemon
Hashtag
Go with me?"
Naruto.
Yeah, I know.
And then it'll be like under the Pokemon Go.
You know
Like,
how many,
next
how many
thing you know,
times I've been tempted to like a you know
all right, let me hear.
a thirst trap.
Go on your
A
final
thirst-
thoughts because
Okay,
I have
whatever they call it.
a rant to get to.
All right, yeah. So, are you recording me? So
I'm looking through your like tweets.
dude, I've been better lately. So actually,
I like the Tom McCarthy one.
dude, all right. So my thought is I think everyone in this city kind of has to like calm down. And when I talk about everyone in this city, I'm talking about Philly's Twitter. Because Philly's Twitter, ever since Trey Turner has been signed, there was kind of like a nice moment where everyone was like, okay, let's go. We're excited about the Phillies. However, the last like 5 days, every single day, I've been seeing a lot of tweets about like the Phillies aren't doing enough in this offseason to correct the bullpen. Guys, here's what's going to happen.
There's so much time.
December.
They signed a left-handed reliever. It's not even Christmas. His name's Strom, another lefty in the bullpen, which is fine. You don't need more, by the way. People are like,
He's just
we
lefty
need another
Alvarado.
lefty. A lot of bullpens don't have one lefty, and they're fine. We have two.
Right.
One of them was elite last year, and Jose Alvarado, except for in the World Series. So I'm not worried about that. I think what the Phillies are going to do, which is what every Major League Baseball team does, is with the bullpen, you kind of sign no-name guys. Andrew Bellotti, outside of his prison sentence, was a no-name guy in the league. Like, nobody knew who, outside of Tampa, nobody, and wherever he committed the crime, nobody knew who Andrew Bellotti was. He was just one of those guys that gets signed.
His victims'
and
family
it works.
definitely knew who Andrew Bellotti was.
Okay, outside of the people he murdered's family involuntarily, homicide.
Manslaughter.
No, but like
Good caveat.
In all serious, and Andrew, people make mistakes. That was a big one though, and now he gets rewarded by being in the Phillies bullpen. Did a great job with us last year though. But no, seriously, here's my point: the Phillies are going to sign a couple, no-name guys. Like, not for nothing, but some of these guys are no name
Innings eaters.
Yeah. But some of them turn into gems. Some of them turn into.
Got to find the diamond in the rough.
You have to find hopefully a couple diamonds in the rough, and you have a lot of guys in the farm. Like McGarry, there's another guy named Miller down there who's projected to be a reliever for us. So we have some in-house options on the farm, not to mention a lot of the guys that stepped up last season, like Sam Coonrod did for a little bit, and the skinny guy, what the hell was his name? Brogdon, who actually figured it out.
Nick Nelson actually pitched
Nick Nelson pitched fine in the
somehow
playoffs.
well in the playoffs.
Listen, I'm not worried about it. I think the Phillies are going to be fine and stop complaining about Dave Dombrowski, who literally is God.
He's amazing.
We have Trey fucking Turner and Bryce Harper on the same team.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Vince.
We're like the Nationals 5 years ago.
Yeah. And guess what? If they kept Juan Soto and like everybody else, Max Scherzer, they would have been a fucking dynasty. So,
All right. Let me have this for a minute, it's something I've been heated about. And if you guys know where this is going, don't interject and ruin the point. But I want to set the stage a little bit. So on Saturday, there was a primetime football game between the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. And in the second half of that game, the snow started coming down pretty heavy. And
I know where
during that game, there were some times where the Miami Dolphins run a drive and they made it into the red zone. And they ran some plays in the red zone where during the play, snowballs were hurled at the players during the play.
Was there alcohol being sold in the stadium?
So, while this was happening, the stadium put up something telling them not to do it, and the ref said that there will be a 15-yard penalty if they do. I want to talk more about how on.
That's so funny.
I want to talk more.
Fan interference.
I would like to talk about how on social media and with commentators and all the media, for example, Bleacher Report puts up oh my God, the Bills fans throwing snowballs, laughing emojis. ESPN, oh my God, they had to ask the Bills fans to stop throwing snowballs, laughing emojis. It's funny. It's funny to everybody, right?
Harmless.
But we, the Philadelphia Eagles fan base, still gets shit from throwing snowballs at Santa Claus 60 fucking years ago.
There were batteries in those snowballs.
Dude, I don't give a fuck what they were.
No, batteries was JD Drew.
Let me finish, because it's fucking. I'm so mad about this. I know that no one else is. I'm pissed off.
I'm not.
Why do we still get shit for throwing whatever at some drunken idiot dressed up like Santa? But it's funny and it's quirky when the Bills. Shut the fuck up. It's funny and it's quirky when the Bills throw snowballs at players during the fucking play. Why is that funny and quirky? Everyone just wants to suck and fuck the Bills Mafia.
Bills Mafia,
bro.
They're good fans. They're passionate fans.
They're so cool and they're so passionate and everything.
Western New York, brother.
Everything they do is quirky and it's fun. But if this was Philly, if that happened here, you'd hear about it for fucking ever. And we know that because we have documented proof of that.
Yeah.
So I just want to know why it's such a double standard and why everyone wants to fucking appease to the Bills Mafia so much. Fuck them.
We're from Philly.
No.
Philly.
See, I'm not. I no longer sustain to that. I want to be liked. I have a deep desire to be liked.
All right, you're a
So
sellout.
you're not from Philly then?
But no, am I alone in
Vince
this?
is from Fox.
I just don't really.
No.
Care,
See, so,
honestly.
all right, you want to hear my take?
You don't think it's annoying?
You want to hear my
Hold on.
take?
No,
You don't think it's annoying
I'm
that
over the
we
snowball
get this
shit.
shit, but they don't?
Vince, I'll give you my take real quick. Listen, we're never going to live down the
Yeah.
Santa Claus thing ever. It's never going to go away. Everybody's going to do their shit. People are going to throw snowballs at Josh Allen. Listen,
I'll be here to be fucking mad about it.
I think it's funny that Bills Mafia, which, by the way, is a great fan
Yeah, I
base.
love them.
They are a great fan base. There's
but
no doubt.
They shouldn't be able to just get away with whatever
I
they
agree.
want.
There's a fucking bias in the press. But it's always going to be the case. That's why I'm honestly over it.
That could have that literally, for no exaggeration, could have impacted the plays.
Oh,
They were shit was being thrown on the field during red zone plays.
It's water.
Seamus, it doesn't matter what the fuck it is. Shit was being thrown through the air on plays in the red zone.
Yeah, but football players.
You guys wouldn't be mad?
Football players.
You guys
can
wouldn't be
take
mad if this
that.
happened against the Eagles.
No. But football players can take that.
But,
like,
okay, imagine.
like Santa was
I think
unprotected.
it's funny.
by any
Guys,
pass.
I'm not saying like it was going to hurt them, but you could be distracted by something flying through the air.
But I think you're more upset about the double standard. I don't think you give a shit about,
No.
this could impact the play. I think you don't-
literally, I'm affected by the double standard because of how stark the difference is. One was snowballs at some drunk idiot fan, and the other is snowballs at players and another team
I
during
agree.
plays.
Vince, I agree with you that there is a double standard, but I just don't care anymore.
But imagine if this week,
Santa's a
imagine if it snowed in Dallas.
is the same.
Imagine if it snowed in Dallas and fucking snowballs were being hurled during Eagles red zone plays.
But it can't snow in Dallas. They're in a dome.
Whatever. You wouldn't. I'm just okay. Then not Dallas. Sorry. Any other game where the Eagles are away and
All right.
it's snowing.
And let's say Buffalo for this for an interleague play.
I would be heated. I would be mad. I'd be like, "Fuck! They need to fucking stop that."
Oh yeah,
All
I'd
right,
be
what-
mad if it was against our team.
I
if
would
that's
no,
the
but
point
I
you're
would
trying
only
to
be
make.
mad if against
wouldn't
our
be
team
mad-
if it impacted a play.
Yeah. I wouldn't. I mean, it'd be like, guys, what the fuck?
But as
Come
far
on,
as I
like,
know, it
but
didn't
it's
impact any
pretty
play.
funny.
I'm saying it could.
No,
have.
it certainly
But it
could.
didn't.
No, Vince, and I understand there's a lot of people upset about the double standard, but I just
It
don't.
seems like I'm the only one.
I don't care anymore. I don't give a shit.
I mean,
I have
it's
one
like-
focus, and that is winning the goddamn Super Bowl
Well,
this
yeah,
year.
but like I could still be mad about
No,
other things. on the
Absolutely.
side.
Dude, I understand why you're upset. I just personally don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Listen, Bills Mafia is literally, and this might get me in trouble, but Bills Mafia is the same fan base as the Eagles as far as passion goes. They get away with shit because they're not Philadelphia.
Because they're media darlings. Because for some reason everyone's like, "Oh, they're so quirky
because
and
your
fun."
boys over at Barstool absolutely publicized the absolute shit out of them.
Yeah, but they've always
and made them into the
no,
media darlings.
No,
And
but
it's
they've
annoying.
always been recognized as a great fan base. I mean, there's no doubt.
Sure.
No, but like it's over the past like 10 years. Ever since Barstool started like publicizing the shit out of them,
Maybe.
that's when.
But like I'm convinced
they
that Bills
became
Mafia.
everything.
I don't know.
I'm convinced Bills Mafia could like beat the fucking shit out of an opposing fan at like a tailgate. And
Oh, they
everyone-
totally
everyone- They would just laugh.
100%. Yeah.
They'd be like, "Oh my!"
Ow.
They could shoot someone in the head, and
No,
everyone would
dude.
be like,
Oh,
"Oh
that's
my
aggressive.
god, they're just so
That's aggressive.
passionate."
No,
So-
yeah, he's right. Yeah, if they murdered people, they would get.
Dude,
away
I
with
don't.
it.
I'm
Yeah.
over
That's like
exaggerating.
when Donald Trump said, "I could
Yeah.
go on Fifth Avenue and assassinate people, and Trump would still be loved." That
Dog.
might be true, though.
Yeah, no, that would be.
Dog, you-
100%
That's a bad
true.
example.
You have
That happened
people-
in the boys.
Yeah.
You have people that like came to Philly for a game, being like, "Oh my god, the experience is so bad. Like they cursed me out." And like that gets like everyone's like, "Oh my god, those Philly fucking scumbags."
You're right. Right.
But another
Oh, yeah.
team on primetime television, their fans are throwing snowballs at players during the fucking game.
Snow,
All right,
though.
there should
It's not like it's rocks.
there should be some
It's a ro- that's
there
a
should be
roller
some nuance. There's definitely scumbags in the Philadelphia Eagles
Oh,
stadium.
there's no
Yes.
doubt.
Let's not get it
Yes.
twisted.
We had a jail at the vet for how many years? A jail.
But there's scumbags in every fan base, and we are so overly like given that reputation.
No, I agree.
Own it. Who fucking
I-
cares?
Dude, I'm at the point, man.
Have I not made it clear I care?
I
yes,
don't,
but
I,
it's
we
dumb
don't.
to care. I'm saying.
No, I don't
Let
think
it
it's dumb
go.
to care. Vince,
as Elsa says.
Vince, I understand.
Button frozen.
I'm not like don't care, like because you can care because like it's obviously
care.
it's frustrating, okay? But to me, it isn't anymore because I don't give a fuck.
I don't like double standards.
But dude, have you ever been to Wing Bowl? Yeah, you don't remember
Have you
it.
been
Yes,
to
you
Wing?
were.
Wait, have you been to Wing Pole?
I'm just saying. Listen,
Seamus?
walk into the Wells Fargo Center 5 years ago for Wing Bowl when they used to have it, and you know, I mean that's
It makes sense.
That's who we are.
Well-
Let's be honest. Not for nothing.
When was the last time Philadelphia threw things on the field during the game at opposing players?
I don't remember the last time,
Probably
but I'm
been
sure
since-
it's happened.
Trash. Yeah, but no. Somebody poured
Russell
popcorn
Westbrook?
on Russell Westbrook. Yeah,
Oh,
last
yeah,
year.
I'm talking about that's scumbag shit.
Yeah.
That is very top tier
And that
scumbag
was a
shit, and I agree.
Philadelphia thing.
But I'm saying like during a game.
Somebody threw a Phillies fan threw a beer bottle
Yeah.
at Ryan Howard, his own player. That was his franchise player. He threw a beer bottle at him.
Was that before or after he died?
Howard was on the way out. You know, it was one of the
Yeah,
He's
horrible.
in his twilight.
I don't know,
years.
maybe-
He should have been traded 7 years prior.
I might be too much more online than you guys, or watch too much more ESPN.
You're just more
But
woke.
like this shit pisses me off because I can easily imagine what the reaction to this would have been if it happened
no,
here.
we all know what it would have been. But
Yeah.
I just
And that
it
pisses me
doesn't
off.
bother me anymore
Look,
because
that's
No, you
fine.
just gotta
but,
own it.
but Vince, it's never going to change. You
Yeah.
even have allies at ESPN that still run with the Kevin Nagandis of the world. Is he trying to change ESPN to be more nice to Philadelphia? No, that's always going to
listen,
be a thing.
You guys don't have to agree. I just wanted to get that out there. Hey, listen, if you agree with me on this one, please, like, when you listen to this podcast, let me know, because I felt like I'm fighting a one-man battle here.
Vince, I've seen multiple tweets saying, "Can you imagine if this happened in Philadelphia? It would have been the exact opposite reaction."
No
by
one-
the,
like, what-
by the
no
national
one
media.
says-
You're not alone.
No one says, oh, the Bills fans are, like real classy Bills fans. No one said that.
Dude, I'm sure people
Yeah,
said,
there was definitely people saying. There's not a single
but-
doubt in my mind.
but
that
not
people were saying that.
nationally, of course.
Right, that's
You
what I'm
know.
talking. I'm not talking about some random Twitter troll. I'm
But to be
talking
fair,
about a
no,
national
but here's the thing.
narrative.
All right, real quick, and I'm not saying that there is no double standard, because there is. We
Yeah.
know it. We see it. However, there was not one fan base that was blown more during that postseason than the Philadelphia Phillies fan base by the national media. Every
It's true,
single
actually.
national,
Oh, yeah.
every national guy said, "Holy shit, Philly
We're
is lit."
talking about something different here. The Philly.
No,
the Eagles have a
You
different.
can have it both ways.
Eagles fans have a different and worse reputation than any other Philadelphia fans.
I don't know. We did throw
And, like,
batteries
don't
at
get-
JD
obviously, there's a
Drew,
lot of
who was
overlap.
a baseball player.
Yeah, but you barely even hear. You don't hear about that nearly as much as the snowballs at Santa.
I think it's about 50-50.
I'm just saying.
Nah, you hear about the snowballs
You-
in Santa
I don't know.
way
I hear
more.
batteries.
I get that
I hear
there's,
batteries.
there's overlap
More
because
fun.
we're all Philadelphia sports
And the
fans.
fucking Dave Portnoy pizza review with Bryce Harper and Kevin Hayes of the Flyers.
Well, why? Why? Because Bryce Harper's a baseball player.
Yeah, but Bryce said, "I'm sick of hearing about the batteries." That was years ago.
Listen. I also get there's.
Bryce,
I get there's
ultimate panderer.
there's overlap
True.
because we all watch all the sports teams, but I don't think it's a hot take to say like Eagles fans are looked at as more trashy
No,
than
100%.
Sixers,
Well, because
Flyers,
they
or
did have
Phillies
It's
fans.
true.
They did
Let's
have a
be honest.
jail. I've heard stories, not for nothing, Vince. I've heard stories from people that were actually at the vet 700 level before our time that said it was absolutely insane and dangerous, even for fellow Eagles fans. The vet back in the day was a totally different. It was a monster. Okay, the people that went to those games were just savages. From what I've heard from people that have been there, from grandparents and friends, and my friends' grandparents and aunts and uncles that told me it was
Your
literally.
friends who are grandparents.
It was
yeah.
literally like just savagery.
My
I mean,
dad took me to one Eagles game when I was 8 at the vet, and
And
that
it-
was the only game I went to.
yeah. So I mean, like that. But Vince, do you understand? Like that is where this reputation comes from. It comes from the animals that were our ancestors.
But can you not?
Not us.
Can you not acknowledge you could fucking easily do the same thing in most
Not
other
as fun.
football stadiums?
Not as fun.
Hold on, but no. I'm saying the whole like, oh, we had a jail in the vet, like yeah, because they put it there. You could do that.
they put it there for a reason, my guy. They had a judge there.
I guarantee you. Could
They paid a judge because there was so much shit going
I
down.
guarantee you could do the
It was a
same
nightmare.
thing with any other fan base.
Philadelphia was worse back
With
in the
most.
day. It was worse back in the day, man. Trust me. I got sources.
All fans suck.
Yes.
Boom.
But no, it's just that there's scumbags in
we
every
are-
fan base, but we are looked at as all scumbags.
Because we are reaping
Fuck yeah, we are.
we are paying for the sins of our
on.
fathers.
Come
what we're
on,
doing.
man.
Oh my
Baby,
God, our fathers.
let's
threw
go, baby. We're
snowballs at
fucking
some dumb
scumbags.
fucking fat idiot
There you
dressed
go.
like Santa Claus.
Dude, do
There you
yourself a favor.
go.
Look up the stories about you can go online and read some stories about the 700 level.
I hope that the guy dressed like Santa that the snowballs thrown at him. I hope he went on to live a terrible life.
I think he
Yeah,
fucked that
I
dude.
think
just,
he died
just
like
the
that
guys
day.
did fucking
I think we
snowball
killed him.
Good. Fuck that dude. He
Wow.
ruined it. He ruined us.
And there's that Philly
He-
savage.
Scumbag, let's go.
There's that Philly attitude.
no, he fucking.
We got him back.
He
If
ruined
We got him
us.
Yo,
back.
if Vince sees that Santa Claus on New Year's against the Saints,
No, he's
he
beating his
will
ass.
show violence.
He's beating
Vince,
his ass.
Vince is okay with Santa Claus dying.
Yeah, I mean Vince will commit violence.
You guys were just saying, "Oh, they're just snowballs," weren't you? Weren't you just saying that?
Well, you're the one that said be okay if he
Yes.
died.
They. Never mind.
You must have a brick in those balls.
I'm ready to leave. Are you guys ready to leave?
I'm ready to,
Wait, we gotta get Taylor's thoughts.
Yeah.
yeah.
Trade Joel Embiid.
Suck my fucking dick.
Wait,
Taylor.
why?
He's gonna request a trade for himself anyways.
Why,
Yeah.
why would you trade Joel Embiid, Taylor?
Because he's gonna ask for one.
Well, yeah, he's not going to make it past second round again because he's never healthy for a playoff run, and your return for an all-star is at an all-time high.
Can I respond?
Well, Can I finish?
Yeah, let
Sure.
me finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at Rudy Gobert and look at Anthony Davis. Those are the two most recent big men that were traded for a massive trade.
Yeah, I disagree with that. I still think the Sixers have a window right now, and you have listen. Just hear me out real quick.
Is
You have
Joel Embiid on this on the Sixers next year?
Yes, I
Okay,
believe I
yeah.
believe so.
Okay.
You know why? Because and this might be like psychosis of being a Sixers fan, but I'm trying to look at it objectively, and I've been doing better at watching like the league this year. I've been trying to like figure everything out. I even pay for the NBA shit now so I can watch some games. I think objectively, if Embiid stays healthy, if James Harden stays healthy, if they all stay healthy, we get Maxey back for the rest of the year, no problems. I think this team has the bones to make a run. I don't think anything has changed. I don't think anything has changed from last year when we got better than we got better.
Boston is at an all-time offense rating, and
you-
they don't even have
Look
the
at their
best
last
defensive
five.
player.
You can
1-4.
Taylor, you can't look at you can't compare them right now. You have this season right now where they have the bones to make a run. They have a better bench than they did last year. That you're getting a full season of James Harden. Tobias Harris is on his way to having a career year. And if that keeps up, then I think this team definitely has a chance to go to at least an Eastern Conference final. I think they do. Whether they beat whoever we play in the ECF, I can't say. But listen, I think this team has the bones to make a run at a championship.
God
The
bless
bench
your optimism.
stinks. The bench is not good.
I don't know. I've been watching.
Isn't it-
I mean,
this is-
I've been watching all
It's
year.
the same
so-
problem we've had.
I don't think it's that the bench is not good. I just don't think Doc does a great
Oh,
job of running
well, yeah.
things.
Also, Doc Rivers is still our coach.
Also, also
the
not a
bench
great
is
night.
Also, the bench
Not a
is-
great night for Melton last night, but he's been unbelievable.
Yeah, but
I-
also the thing with the bench too is like they just missed basically a full month and some change of Harden, and he was the one running that bench.
Embiid was out too. Both of them were out.
But what happened last night? As soon as Harden and that second unit came in, they fucking went up 25.
Yeah, and by the way, that officiating
So-
last night was
So you're with me.
garbage.
Trade Joel.
Garbage.
No,
No,
Guys,
I
I'm
think
saying-
this team has the bones.
I'm saying that
to
the
go.
bench will be good.
I have to take not take Taylor's side in the trade Joel thing, but definitely in the cynical like Sixer. Like
But dude, what is the point? And always, we're not going to do anything unless Doc goes. No, we're not going to do anything with Embiid. He's going to get hurt.
So are we being
Enjoy-
homers or are we being
We're,
realistic?
we're enjoying the run, dude. This is their.
Are we being homers or are we being
Vince,
realistic?
the Sixers have not had this opportunity. They were not built this well. They haven't been built this well to make a championship run.
Yes, they have.
Like
No,
when they had
no,
Jimmy
2019.
Butler.
No. All right, whatever.
They should have won that.
Dude,
Yeah,
they
that
should've.
was their
Okay,
window.
All right, they should have. But dude, let's look. This is our team right now, dude. Whatever's going to happen with Embiid's going to happen with Embiid. Daryl Morey sure ain't going to trade him unless he demands it, which he could at the end of the season. Why not enjoy this?
That is 100% coming, and
They've been
don't
doing
blame
well lately. Let's enjoy the ride. See what happens. It's so fucking early, dude. It's so
is very
early.
early.
It's so early. People always say, "Don't watch the NBA. Don't pay attention until after Christmas."
You've
not
said
even
that.
It's not even Christmas. It's not
I
even
was gonna
Christmas.
say, you have
This
said
is a huge
that.
shame.
No,
but
I know, but he actually enjoys
but do you
watching
understand
it now.
what
This
I'm
is when
saying?
he didn't like watching
No,
basketball.
but do you understand what I'm saying, though? I'm not saying they're a championship team right now. I'm saying they have the bones to be a championship team. They have to get in a rhythm. They're not in a rhythm and they're winning games right now, okay? Listen.
It also is
You
worth.
got to get Tyrese Maxey back. Our actual starters, have to get time to develop something, to develop some chemistry, man. And they can win despite in spite of Doc Rivers. They can win.
Beyond Doc Rivers and beyond the bench problems, what Taylor said is also worth noting. Joel Embiid is never healthy in the playoffs, whether it's his fault or not. I know that people will be like,
crystal
well,
ball?
what was he supposed to do? But what was he supposed to do last year when his face got broken?
Do you know what's going to happen in the spring?
Can I
Yeah, he's
gonna
get injured.
Can I actually talk?
Yeah, sure.
I'm just saying, historically speaking, every single playoff run we've made, at some point he got hurt or he couldn't go. It happens every single
He
year.
misses
So
games,
just
specifically.
blow it up.
No,
Trade your
no,
franchise,
but
but
I'm
blow it up.
I'm saying
Let's go through another process.
Seamus, it's hard for me to get
No,
excited.
seriously, let's
Can-
go.
Can I fucking talk?
Bring Spencer Hawes back.
It's hard for me to get excited when the bench sucks again. Doc Rivers
They
is still the
don't-
coach.
they don't suck.
And Joel Embiid is gonna probably get fucking hurt.
Do yourself a favor. Watch some games, dude. Watch.
Ooh.
No. No,
You
seriously.
do actually
Yeah.
need to watch some games.
Watch. Do me a
If
favor.
this is how you're
and I'm
thinking
not
right
calling
now.
you out. I'm just begging you. Watch 7 games in a row. If you have to record them due to work or whatever, do it. And in your free time, watch it. Because this bench does not suck, dude. There's some players that I don't like. That's every bench in the league's going to have somebody that's going like a Trez. He stinks.
But if Doc Rivers doesn't know how to use the bench,
And Daniel House,
then
he's
is that gonna?
worthless.
Do you guys think that's gonna change? Something Doc Rivers has never done well is gonna suddenly change, and he's gonna become good at it.
I think they can win in spite
Something
of Doc
he's
Rivers.
never
I'm
done.
sorry.
I
Hold on.
genuinely think that
They can
will.
win.
Something Doc Rivers hasn't done in his last, maybe never, being good at managing the bench.
Have you listened to any
an
Joel's quotes
overreaction, dude.
recently? Just
Do
say.
I give a fuck? Do I honestly care what he's saying though?
No. But no, a legitimate quote, not one of his joke quotes. They asked him what he did at the end of a game to ensure they won the game, and he said, "I didn't listen to Doc." That's fucking great. Stop listening to Doc. Do your own thing. Take charge of games.
That's why I think
perfect.
they can win in spite of Doc Rivers.
Listen, I'm not saying Joel Embiid is 100% gonna end up getting hurt, but like
Nobody knows.
I'm just saying that every single fucking year it happens. Every year.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I'm not denying that.
Right. So like,
But we don't know what's going to happen
am I
this year,
wrong,
dude.
Dude? Like that's like fucking like if every time my dad walked into my room, he smacked me in the face every time. Eventually, every time he walks in the room,
Very specific example here.
I was gonna say Seamus, but I was like, why would Seamus walk in my room? But like,
Never
at
invited.
some point, I'm gonna be sitting there and I'm gonna be like, oh fuck, when my dad gets home, he's gonna smack me in the face.
Yeah.
Maybe he won't that day,
Sound like
but
you're
I'm
too much
still
practice.
expecting it.
Ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, we're going to
Yeah,
be
this is
talking
how
to,
we should end the show.
abuse
I was
victim.
And consult Vince.
I was gonna
off
say
air.
Seamus, but why would Seamus be walking into my room?
I'm going to have a fine media police officer.
Do you get what I'm saying,
Go
though?
back to your house with you.
Do you get what I mean?
He's going to leave in cuffs.
Yeah, oh, Vince, we know what you mean.
In the waiting, I might be like, oh, maybe it won't happen today.
No, I understand.
But like,
listen,
I'm expecting it to.
Vince, I understand that there's frustration real quick.
You guys never heard of a fucking metaphor.
No, but that was just the funniest.
I understand
It
that
was oddly specific.
I understand there's frustration within the Sixers fan base, okay? Because every year it's the same thing. It's a second round exit. Dude,
gotta
do
get outta
yourself,
here.
do yourself a favor. Enjoy this, dude.
It's hard to.
Just enjoy it. Enjoy the run. They're going to go on a run. They're going to be there in the spring. They're going to be there. So you might as well, dude. We're going to let's fast. Since you like to fast forward to Embiid's face falling off, like it always does.
Did he meet Mr. Lobianda?
Let's pretend we're in the springtime. The Sixers are on a run. They're guaranteed a good seeding in the playoffs. You're not going to be like, play the song, Tunis. You're not going to come out to the bar with us and watch the games. You're not going to be excited.
Celtics Bucks.
Or are you going to be with Colton, your friend Colton, and go root for the Clippers?
What happens when Jason Tatum turns
I'm
his
just saying,
ACL?
you're going to have fun with it when it happens. There's no point in stressing out about it right now. Watch some games. You're gonna think more highly of the bench. I'm not saying they're great. You're gonna think a little more highly of the bench than what you're saying right now, okay? Because they're not, they're not causing them to lose games. That's all I'm saying. I think this team is in a good spot. I know Boston, I know Milwaukee, but they're in a good spot right now, and I think that they can make a run, man. That's why. What's the point in saying, he's gonna, Pascal Siakam's gonna rip his face off? There's no point in going there. Just enjoy the ride, man. Look at me with the Phillies. You guys were like, oh, dude, they're never going to make the playoffs. They went to a World Series, man. I know the NBA's different. I know it is. But I think the Sixers actually have the talent to make a deep playoff run, man. I think they really won I know Morey wants to. And you don't know what he's going to do to upgrade the bench. Hopefully he doesn't bring in Macaulay Culkin again like he did last year. That was a disaster. Stein or Max
Stein.
Weinberg or whatever.
Macaulay Culkin is Willie Cauley
He's been calling him
Stein.
Macaulay Culkin ever since we got him last
He played
year.
about 2 minutes?
William Macaulay Culkinstein.
But I don't think he's not going to bring in that clown again. So he might trade for DeAndre Jordan. You know?
I mean, DeMar Rosen and Zach LaVine are apparently unhappy in Chicago.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Jay Crowder wants to be a Sixer.
Nah, he wants to be a Laker.
Can we?
Yeah.
Jay Crowder.
All right, let's wrap it up. I can't.
Thank
do
you
it.
very
Vince,
much for listening. in
Vince,
from the
lock your bedroom
Nosebleeds.
door, please.
Yeah, Vince, please
not
feel
what
free
I
to
meant.
call if you need anything.
All
By
right.
the way, the Sixers should pay
and
me for tonight.
Once again, thank you very much to Jim Gardner for years and
Yep.
years of service to the Philadelphia area.
Respect the stash.
We love the hell out of you.
Also-
Fucking Anchorman was a great movie.
And
You always
isn't-
do a great job behind the desk.
And isn't it crazy that
No.
tomorrow Jim Gardner's last day, and we got
Mhm.
Gardner Minshew who also
Yeah.
has a mustache that it can lock up
All
a
right,
one
all
seed
right.
for us?
Nothing to do with Philly, but I, as a college football fan, R.I.P. Mike Leach.
Yeah, rest in peace. He was a funny man.
That's all it takes to breathe.